Nesse momento, todos e todas em posição de respeito para a execução do hino nacional da Grã-Bretanha.
Hello everyone, welcome to day 2 of the IWBF Under-23 World Championship here in the lovely city of Sao Paulo, Brazil. The perfect backdrop to crown a Under-23 World Champion. One team with huge ambitions of creating that feat is Great Britain, who won yesterday against Japan 86-29. They will take on a hungry South Africa side, a young South Africa side who lost yesterday to the United States of America, but have really been the talk of Sao Paulo, mainly because of their positive, fun-loving demeanor, always singing, always in song, always dancing. They are a fun group of people, but when it comes down to it, They are as serious as anyone as they look to cause what many people will believe will be an upset here against a very strong Great Britain side. As we are around 1 minute away from tip-off here in Sao Paulo, Brazil. Hello to everyone watching on the IWBF YouTube channel. Great to have you on board. John Hobbs on hand to guide you through the action here in Group B on court number 1. Elsewhere over on court number 2, Japan and Thailand are playing all games on the IWBF YouTube channel. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe as we get set. Get set for action here. Great Britain in blue, South Africa in white. Apologies, we just had a minor technical issue which we just quickly resolved as we get set, and we are underway here. And Great Britain get the first possession of the game, and straight away physicality from South Africa. Jack Long going to the hoop, and he was met by Nintendo Nkwama. Here is McIntyre. McIntyre, a mid-range money. As you see the replay of McIntyre's mid-range, South Africa on the attack. Here is Nkwama, who hit 5 3-pointers yesterday against the States, and the finish inside from Kaya Undu. And that is South Africa's first field goal. McIntyre. McIntyre finds Knight inside. Oscar Knight can't get that to fall. Oscar Knight had 21.7 boards yesterday in the win against Japan. And the three no good from Nkwama, and here comes McIntyre. McIntyre finds Knight. Knight from 6 feet rolls out. And Bongomenze Biela with the rebound, and here he is on the ball. Biela, really energetic player, especially inside. Here is Petros Malife. Ondu, a long 2, that's short, rebounded by McIntyre. McIntyre lobs it, whistle has gone before Oscar Knight could get his shot off. Great noise inside the Paralimpico Sports Hall. McIntyre thought about the 3 instead. Goes inside, finds Long, the extra pass to Knight. He'll put it in. Patient build-up play from Great Britain. And they lead South Africa 4-2. Ondu. Malife looking for Ondu again. South Africa will attack, they will pose an offensive threat, especially from the perimeter. And the miss there from Nkwama, who hit 5 3-pointers yesterday against the United States. Here is McIntyre in his favourite spot, decides to go inside, kicks it out to Long. Long gets it to go and 1. Jack Long inside. And Great Britain, who have raced out to a 6-2 lead early doors here. And Jack Long with his first field goal. And a whistle quickly has gone as Nintendo Nokwama, rather late getting into the lane to get in for the free throw. Jack Long will now compose himself again. Maybe some mulling games from the South Africans, the African champions, who defeated Libya in January on their home court to become the African champions. Nokwama had 18 points, 11 boards in that final as a whistle has gone. McIntyre accidentally clumps into the official. First foul of the day on Charlie McIntyre. Just finished his second season with Dinamo Sazari. Nokwama, a three. That's short, it's rebounded by McIntyre. McIntyre to the races, but looking for options. Finds it in Oscar Knight, and his two is good. Oscar Knight, who plays his basketball in the northwest of Spain, in the town of Vigo. Started his career with the Plymouth Fusion. Here is Petros Melife to Ondu. Kanya Ondu looking for Nokwama. Nokwama with the offensive foul as he went into Abstagest. Great to have you all on board on the IWBF YouTube channel. Coach Gumbi, coach of South Africa, calls a timeout. Good start for Great Britain, up 9-2. And Great Britain looking to continue their unbeaten start here in Brazil. Of course, didn't qualify for the last World Championships in Thailand. Won the European Championship last summer in Madrid, beating Germany, who of course have improved to 2-0. They defeated the hosts Brazil earlier on today. See the fantastic Paralympico Sports Hall decked in Union Jacks and the odd Welsh Dragon in there as well. And behind the South African bench is the big South African flag as well, and there are the South African team. There is Coach Gumbi giving some instruction to his team. A young South African squad, perhaps one of the most passionate squads you'll ever likely to meet. As we get set, get underway, Oscar Knight will get the ball, and GB up 9-2. With close to 4 minutes being played. McIntyre will let the ball roll, now pick it up. And McIntyre was thinking about the two, sets himself, and South Africa almost inviting him to shoot. Bongomenze Biela with the rebound. And here is Izile Machola. And Machola couldn't get over the timeline within the 8 seconds. GB have the ball. Second turnover for South Africa. The noise intensifying from the Great Britain fans. They're hearing great voice as the shot from Jack Long does a victory lap and goes out. Bongomenze Biela. Here is Machola. Machola to Biela again. And Biela gets the ball out of bounds. GB will get the ball. 2 quick turnovers from South Africa. Bongomenze Biela. His hero is recently retired Pat Anderson of Canada. McIntyre inside to Knight. Knight from the baseline, in and out. And it's eventually taken by Biella. And Bongomense Biella on the ball. And that'll go out of bounds. Biella a bit frustrated, and it'll be Great Britain ball. And 3 quick turnovers from South Africa in just under a minute of play. Hasn't affected the scoreline, mind you. GB still up 9-2, but South Africa with some needless turnovers. Tugles to 3. And rebounded by Biella. And Biella now lobbing it to Matshola. Matshola. That's off the back iron and rebounded by McIntyre. McIntyre to Knight. Knight under the hoop. Oscar Knight again. 11-2 in favour of Great Britain, and Oscar Knight already has 6. Biella. Ondu. This is the 2 inside. And again, Charlie McIntyre getting another defensive rebound, leading the charge for GB. South Africa right now really struggling to contain that man, Oscar Knight, who is going to go to the foul line. Great Britain up 11-2. Oscar Knight, who's had a fantastic first quarter thus far, 6 points on 3 of 6 shooting. This will be his first trip to the charity stripe here in this one, as he'll splash the first. As mentioned, incredible noise generated by the Great Britain fans that are standing right by me, actually, on the commentary booth. Hopefully you can hear me. Here is Kanya Ondu. Ondu, offensive foul. He goes right into Oscar Knight. And a few turnovers, a few offensive fouls from South Africa in the last minute and 30 seconds. And as a result, Great Britain have a 10-point lead and a chance to extend it further. Here is McIntyre. McIntyre from the baseline, that's short. And it's rebounded by Matshola. Matshola, and he turns it over and gives it up to Long. There's good defense as well from Rohan Olsen. And as a foul is called, and Great Britain coach Adi Oribemi wants an unsportsmanlike foul. The referee's not interested. All South Africa needs to do is get some points on the board, get some confidence, momentum going. They, scored early on, but haven't scored in the last 6.5 minutes. As Jack Long hits the first. Jack Long, who led Great Britain last summer at the Under-23 European Championships. Around 15 points a game. It was really the catalyst to their success, and he gets the steal as well. And Great Britain have another slice of the cake. Here is McIntyre. McIntyre looking for Long. Long inside, doesn't get it to fall. It's rebounded by Bongomense Biella. And again, Great Britain come up with it. Another turnover from South Africa. Knight, Long under the hoop, and he'll come out and give it up to McIntyre. Lots of time on the shot clock for Knight, who has been a living, breathing firework in this first quarter. Knight has 9 on 4 of 7 shooting, and South Africa down by 14 and again just need to get their offensive flow going. Here is Ondu looking to change that for South Africa. Machola, shot clock at 3. Biela's got to put it up. He throws up a prayer. That smacks the top of the backboard. That'll be a shot clock violation. And South Africa, they'll still be going at you. They'll still attack. A lot of heart in this South African side. Even though they're down by 14, they will not give up the fight. Here is McIntyre to Long. Long gliding his way to the basket. 2:17 to play in the first, and GB up 18-2. Ondu. And here is Underlay Brewer. Brewer, that's a beautiful pass inside. The shot is wanting though from Simple Sabisi, and at the other end, Charlie McIntyre with the 2. Sinciampilo Sabisi with the missed layup, and Charlie McIntyre connects at the other end. The 2 is up, the 2 is short from Izile Machola. Here come Great Britain again. McIntyre's pass goes right out of bounds and right into an Italian player's waiting arms. And substitutions coming in. Liam Barker will check in for Great Britain. Jack Long will head to the bench. A good first quarter for Jack Long. 7 points and an assist to his name. Machola. 1 minute and 20 seconds left of the first quarter. 20-2 in favour of Great Britain. Machola still has it. 6 to shoot. Ondu a long 2. That smacks the backboard, goes out of bounds. It will be a GB ball. Right now, Great Britain having everything their own way, shooting 50% from the field. South Africa with just the 1 field goal to their name, 1 of 10 from the floor. Here is McIntyre, a wide open Oscar Knight. Misses everything with his 2, and Underlay Brewer with the rebound. Here is Kanye Ondu. Ondu inside, and Sabisi sets himself. Sabisi misses everything with that 2, and Great Britain again will have possession. But South Africa getting their shots up now and a little more composure offensively, but just lacking that final product. Sabisi, a native of KwaZulu. Actually coaches, one of the coaches for his local school back in South Africa, as Liam Barker misses the 2, and on the follow was Alex Wilson. Final 20 seconds of the first quarter in what has been a one-sided affair thus far, but there is a long way to go. Here is Sabisi. Sinciampilo Sabisi a 3, and that will go out of bounds. .2 seconds left on the clock, and a 20-point lead for Great Britain. They've been consistent offensively. Barker collects, Barker throws it up. Barker's shot is no good, and a smile on his face. But a good first quarter for Great Britain. Lots for South Africa to think about. They scored early on, but have gone 8 minutes without a field goal, without a point, and Great Britain have kept going and going. And they lead South Africa 22-2. Oscar Knight 50% from the floor for 9 points. Jack Long adding 7. Great Britain shooting at around 47%. 16 of their 22 points have come inside the key, and that has been a huge factor for Great Britain, going inside quite a lot against this small but hungry South Africa team who have yet to get out of second gear and yet to get their offensive groove going. Kanya Ondu with their sole score at the moment. He got that bucket inside to tie it up at 2 apiece, and then since then it's been all Great Britain, a 20-0 finish to this first period. Great to have you all on board on the IWBF YouTube channel. Great to see so many people from Great Britain. There's a few South Africans watching as well. And of course, all over the world. Here we are live in Sao Paulo, Brazil, at the Paralimpico Sports Hall, and a venue that was part of the Rio 2016 Paralympic legacy. It's hosted not just wheelchair basketball tournaments, but also wheelchair tennis, para-judo, football. Up to 17 sports have training facilities in this very complex. And the staff and the people here in Sao Paulo have been absolutely wonderful. They've welcomed us with open arms as we get set for the second period here. And South Africa looking to get a score to get going in this one. Brewer a mid-range, and that's off the back iron. And rebounded by Wilson. Here is McIntyre. McIntyre looks for Barker, dispossessed by, I think that was Biella. It was Bongumenze Biella. Barker. McIntyre. This time will go for the mid-range. That's off the back iron and rebounded by Sinciempilo Sabisi. And Sabisi now bringing it up for the South Africans. Machola off the window, doesn't get that to fall. South Africa have missed their last 14 field goal attempts. Here is McIntyre. McIntyre gliding to the basket. That's too easy for Barker. Liam Barker, who will be moving to Spain in the summer. He'll be playing for Getafe. Machola, 7 to shoot for South Africa. Machola's got to get busy here. Over a tower of Great Britain defenders, blocked by Wilson, retrieved by McIntyre. Here come Great Britain on the attack again. Barker under the basket, and he will head to the line. Liam Barker bringing energy off the bench for Great Britain. Another player that was part of that European Championship success last summer as Nintendo Nokwama comes into the game and Sinciempilo Sabisi comes out. A lot of support for Liam Barker here in Sao Paulo. His parents, Grant and Lou, are here as well. And he's also being cheered on back home by Great Britain Women's International and Paralympian Maddie Martin. As Barker splits the foul shots. And it's rebounded by Ondu. Ondu, a talented musician, puts up the three and knocks it down. And that'll get South Africa back in running. Kanya Ondu from the wing. A dream of his is to compete in the Paralympics. As said, a talented musician and a talented wheelchair basketball player too, as at the other end, Joel Clifton with the answer for GB. Here is Machola. Machola from the foul line was looking for the bank shot. And Barker passes it to McIntyre. McIntyre has it. GB up by 22. And the shot is no good from Wilson. He'll kick it out to Barker. Barker to McIntyre. McIntyre gets it to go and a foul. Right now, GB having it all their own way inside. And Charlie McIntyre will head to the free throw line as Henley Kavanagh and George Gray will come in for Great Britain. And at the other end, Hotsoletsawawu and Lokanyo Dengo will come in for South Africa. And Charlie McIntyre, his parents also here in Sao Paulo, Brazil, as he hits the resulting free throw for the three-point play, and Great Britain up 25. Here is Nkwama. He'll have no hesitation, but it's an offensive foul. Three-pointer will not count according to the referee. Mibaka Lebani, the official with the offensive foul call. Our other two officials, Fequin Wang and Shinsuke Nakado, as a timeout has been called by South Africa with 7:12 to play in the half. And Great Britain comfortable at the moment, but South Africa have threatened in the last few minutes with some good stops. A three-pointer from Ondu. As said, Kanya Ondu, who has dreams of competing in the Paralympics, representing his proud nation of South Africa. Of course, that'll be on the minds of a lot of these players here in Sao Paulo as the road to the Paralympics in Los Angeles in 2028 begins. And a number of these players, for them, it'll be their last under-23 World Championships. And they have dreams of becoming regulars in the senior team and representing their country in the United States in 3 years' time. A glimpse into what you could see in Los Angeles, here in Sao Paulo. There you see the South Africa coach, Gumbi, just having a quick chat with the officials. Great Britain already onto the court. As Rowan Olsen checks back in for Great Britain. And South Africa still with their timeout. The referee's just having a quick chat with the table officials. GB keen to get going here as well. It's just a slight break in play at the moment. Great Britain, as said, all waiting and raring to go. And South Africa still with their timeout. The referee's having a quick look at the screen, a possible play that they want to review. As we wait patiently. Of course, this is the 8th installment of the IWBF Under-23 World Championship. Great Britain last won it in 2017. One of only 2 European nations to win gold. Germany won it in 2013. And now we can get underway. Here is McIntyre. McIntyre thought about the two, decides to pass it. Here is Clifton. Clifton is money. And Great Britain's lead grows even further. Ondu, not afraid to shoot the three. We know all about his perimeter threat. Here is Nokwama. He'll put it up, and that'll roll out. And McIntyre with the rebound. Barker was screaming for it in transition. And McIntyre decides to play it safe. McIntyre around the baseline. There is Barker. Barker off the window and down. And here comes South Africa. Kanya Ondu lost the ball but reclaimed it. 4 minutes played in the second. Lutsawawu finds Nokwama, and Nokwama with the two off the window. Nokwama had a fantastic game yesterday against the United States. 21 points and 10 boards, hit 5 3-pointers as Clifton misses the two, and there to pick up the loose change is Liam Barker. Nokwama, the man from Eastern Cape. Nokwama goes for three. And that whacks the backboard, and that nearly went out of bounds. McIntyre just reclaimed it off Dengu. Here is Barker again. Barker all alone. Well, so far so good for Coach Orobemi's men, as they have raced out to a 31-point advantage here against South Africa. But South Africa still playing with heart, still playing with grit and determination. Nokwama. Nokwama putting the moves on Wilson. And his three is off to the left. McIntyre. McIntyre putting the moves on Letsawawu. Letsawawu stands his ground. McIntyre kicks it out. Here is Clifton inside. McIntyre misses the two. And Ondu with the rebound, and swarmed by 2 GB players, still has it and gets it over the timeline. Here is Dengu. And Dengu to Ondu. Ondu with 4 to shoot. And that three will go right out of bounds. And a timeout has been called. And Great Britain comfortable with 6 minutes played in this second period, looking to make it 2-0. In Group B, they defeated Japan 86-29 yesterday. Of course, Japan, the world champions, the reigning world champions, but a vastly changed team to the one that captured the crown in Phuket, Thailand, back in 2021. And Great Britain looking for their second gold medal here in the World Championships here in South America. And if they did do that, they would be the first European team to hit 2 gold medals and the third team overall to have 2 gold medals ahead of the USA and Canada. As we get set to restart, 4:03 remaining. Great Britain in the ascendancy, 38-7 to the good. And here is McIntyre, the man from Southend. Clifton. George Gray into the game. George Gray, the finish. George Gray, a student at the University of Worcester, Actually alongside his teammate, GB teammate Abs Tagrest, who is moving to Germany in the summer, playing for the Cologne 99ers alongside Jack Long. Ondu, that's a long two, and that's money. Kanya Ondu with his third field goal in this game, and that was a long two. McIntyre, Henley Kavanagh all alone. And the man representing the northwest of England in Manchester with his first field goal. Ondu with 9 to shoot. Ondu a 3. Excuse me, that was Nokwama with the 3-pointer. There's a foul away from the ball. It's an offensive foul on Henley Kavanagh. As Tom Harvey and Abs Tagrest will come in for Great Britain. Charlie McIntyre takes a well-deserved break. McIntyre filled the stat sheet up yesterday against Japan. Struggled from the field, only had 6 points, but pulled down 9 rebounds and a massive 15 assists. Ondu a 3, that's off to the right. And here is the Cologne 99ers man, Abs Tagrest. Passes it to his old university buddy, George Gray, and George Gray will go to the line. And South Africa, just a little bit of frustration showing from Hotsu Letsuwawu. But passion is a good thing to have in competitive sports, and South Africa are a very competitive team as Gray misses the first. Of course, South Africa will be the host nation of the inaugural IWBF 3x3 Championship in August, as Sun City plays host to the first ever 3x3 Championship. And there'll be a few of the South Africa players itching to get onto that 3x3 team. There's a number of them that do play in the 3x3 field, as well as the traditional 5-on-5. Machola. Nokwama putting the moves on Gray. Gray nearly got a finger on the ball. Nokwama has it. 6 to shoot for South Africa. And Machola throws it up, and that'll be a shot clock violation. Great Britain had the ball anyway. Tagrest, what a pass from Tagrest! And Harvey can't get the drop. Beautiful bounce pass from Abs Tagrest. 1:39 remaining in the second period. And Great Britain in firm control. 3 is up, 3 is long from Nintendo Nokwama. Tagrest to the basket, the scoop layup, no good. Clifton gets the rebound and puts it in. Clifton, who averaged 14.6 rebounds this season for his club, the London Titans, in the British Premier Division. And an offensive foul called on South Africa, and that is on Lukanyu Dengu, and that'll be, I believe, his second foul, I think. Here is Clifton. Great screen there from Kavanagh, and Clifton gets the friendly roll. .47 seconds remaining in the half, and GB up by 38. Ondu Nokwama tipped away by Tugrast. It will stay with the South Africans, as Underlay Brewer will come back in and Kanya Ondu will head to the bench. 34.3 remaining in the half in our final game here on day 2, and referee's just giving a warning there to South Africa as they get it back. Here is Matshola. Matsola's 2 off the baseline is no good, and Clifton breaks down the middle for GB. George Gray in great position in his favourite spot. Final seconds of the half, and it's been all Great Britain as a long 3 goes up, smacks the backboard from Nintendo Nokwama, and that ends the second quarter. That is half-time. Great Britain, a professional first 20 minutes for them. They lead 49-9, and South Africa have played with heart, they've played with emotion, but execution has been lacking. And Great Britain, as a result, breaking out into a comfortable lead, 58% from the field. Multiple players on the score sheet, led by Oscar Knight, 9 points. All of those 9 points coming in the first quarter. South Africa with just 4 field goals in that first half, 14% overall, and they are led by Kanya Ondu with 7 points and 4 rebounds. But all Great Britain right now, they lead South Africa 49-9, and join us after the halftime break. We'll be back in roughly 11 to 12 minutes time. Welcome back to Sao Paulo, Brazil at the Paralympico Sports Hall as Great Britain get ready to start the third quarter, up 49-9 over South Africa here in this Group B encounter. GB looking to go 2-0 as Harvey misses the three to start the third period. Here is Nkwama. Nkwama loses the handle and the pass goes out of bounds. Great Britain in a commanding position here against the champions of Africa. Clifton here on the ball. Harvey, a mid-range, and that's off the back iron and rebounded by Nkwama. Nkwama gets past Gray and gets it over the timeline, and a foul called on Tom Harvey. Tom Harvey coming off a strong season in the British Premier Division for the Sheffield Steelers. And both teams yet to get off the mark here in the third period, but GB in the ascendancy. Here is Nkwama. Nkwama still has it, a mid-range two, that's no good. And Henley Kavanagh with the rebound. Kavanagh lobs it. Harvey, the beneficiary, sets himself and does a victory lap and goes in. Beautiful find from Henley Kavanagh. And Tom Harvey gets us underway and off the mark in the third period. Ondu putting the moves on Rowan Olsen. Ondu, a two. That grazes the rim and Harvey will let the ball roll out of bounds. Of course, South Africa currently 0-1 in Group B. They lost to the United States of America yesterday. The United States losing to Italy earlier on today. Here is Harvey, gets bumped and a foul on the floor. Well, thank you for joining us on the IWBF YouTube channel. John Hobbs guiding you through the second half of action here in Sao Paulo, Brazil, the largest city in South America, host of the 2025 Under-23 World Championship. Harvey misses the shot from the wing. Gray sets himself and puts it in. George Gray currently 3 of 3 from the field in this one. He has 6 off the bench. Ondu. Machola the 2, that's no good. That's rebounded by Joel Clifton. Joel Clifton lobs it to Gray. Gray collects, Gray finishes. George Gray with back-to-back scores under the basket. And a brief break in play. And Sitsiempilo Sabisi will come into the game, and Nintendo Nkwama coming out, I think just to adjust the straps on his wheelchair. In any event, Sitsiempilo Sabisi on the floor. And here is Machola. Izile Machola, a decent shooter in his own right, but lost the ball. It's picked up, and I think a 3-second violation has been called on Bongumenze Biela. South Africa now, that's turnover number 13 for them. 55-9 in favour of the European champions. Gray, who's had a fantastic third period, misses his first attempt from the field. On the follow, though, was Clifton. Machola. Machola looking for options. Ondu trying to break free as well as Biella, but Rohan Olsen tenacious defending along the perimeter. Machola, 2 to shoot for South Africa. They've got to put something up. Biella, that'll be a shot clock violation, and it was patient build-up play from Bongomenze Biella, but within the 24 seconds of the shot clock expiring, group substitution now for Great Britain. As McIntyre, Jack Long, Abs Tagrest, Oscar Knight come in, as well as Alex Wilson. Here is Tagrest. Knight to McIntyre. Dumps it off. Wilson, the lefty, doesn't get it to fall. And Biella tips it to Ondu, and Ondu collects. And here is Machola. Machola to Ondu, puts up a 3. And that grazes the rim and into Oscar Knight's waiting arms. Oscar Knight now only his second rebound in this contest. McIntyre collects, beautiful pass inside to Wilson, and Wilson agonizingly falls out. On the follow was Knight. 13 second chance points for Great Britain in this one. As we have a brief break in play again, and substitutions for South Africa. As Lukalu Dengu comes back into the game. Ondu, he'll go for 3 again, and that's no good. South Africa certainly not afraid to shoot the 3 ball. They actually average more 3-pointers than any other team in these World Championships thus far. And Wilson connects from 6 feet. And despite being up 61-9, the Great Britain fans in incredible voice right by me as well. Here is Machola. Machola to Sibisi. Sibisi putting the moves on Knight. Sibisi, 3 to shoot for South Africa. Machola, that'll be another shot clock violation, and that'll also be turnover number 15. Here is Tagrest. Over the halfway point in the third period. Knight. Here is McIntyre. McIntyre, inside it goes, and the finish is good from Alex Wilson. And right now, Great Britain with 50 of their 63 points in the paint thus far. Ondu, 6 minutes played in the third. And again, the shot clock winding down for South Africa. Sibisi. And it's another shot clock violation for the African champions. It's good patient build-up play from South Africa, but just needing to get a shot off. That is what Coach Gumby will be saying to his guys as he calls a timeout. They're certainly getting some good passing. The ball movement is crisp from South Africa. It's just no shot is coming. And a second straight shot clock violation for South Africa. Timeout has been called. 3:49 remaining, 63-9 in favour of Great Britain, the European champions, who went a perfect 8-0 last summer in Madrid. And looking for their second under-23 gold medal. Of course, many Great Britain greats have graced this age group before. Ben Fox, Greg Warburton amongst those. Of course, Greg Warburton, perhaps one of the best shooters in world wheelchair basketball. Here is Tagrest. 3:46 remaining in the third period. Here is McIntyre. McIntyre, why not? Goes for three. That's short, and it's rebounded by Bongumenze Biela. Machola still has the ball, puts it up. That's short, and it's rebounded by Wilson. Machola, another Johannesburg native. Here is Long, and that shot is long from Jack Long. But here comes South Africa looking to get over double figures in the scorebooks. Biela. Ondu. Machola, a mid-range, and that's an air ball from Izile Machola, and that will be a Great Britain ball. Here is McIntyre, under 3 to play in the third. McIntyre tries his luck again, and this time laces a three. Charlie McIntyre with his first triple of the World Championships, and a whistle has gone, and a South Africa player has knocked down the advertising stands. Well, when in doubt, take it out on the advertising, I guess. As Bongumenze Biela went crashing in. .227 remaining in the third period. And the pass was intercepted by Tagrest from Machola, and a whistle has gone as Lukhanu Dengu hits the deck. And an unsportsmanlike foul has been called on Dengu for South Africa, so Great Britain will get free throws and get possession, and a fresh 14. And Jack Long will head to the line. Great Britain thus far shooting 55% from the field in this one. They managed to shoot 57% yesterday against Japan. As Long hits the resulting free throws, a fresh shot clock and possession for Great Britain. There's the fresh 14. For a second there, it was going to be 24 seconds before the table officials just sorted that out. McIntyre again, why not? And this time in and out. 1 of 3 from downtown in the third period for Charlie McIntyre. Two minutes to play in the third, and the ball goes out of bounds, intended for Dengu, but slipped out of his hands, and Great Britain will get the ball. South Africa's 18th turnover. Great Britain have scored 17 times off of those turnovers. Here is McIntyre. Sees some daylight under the basket, kicks it out. Long sets himself and buries a two. 1:30 to play in the third. And a whistle has gone, an offensive foul has been called. With 1:25 remaining in the third, Great Britain have held South Africa scoreless thus far and scored 21 points in their own right. Here is McIntyre, Henley Kavanagh, back to McIntyre, sets himself, drives inside, here is Long at 2, and that's no good. And McIntyre again, this time finds Long, and Long agonisingly falls out, and a whistle has gone, and a possession error will be called, and it will go the way of Great Britain. In fact, no, it won't, it will go the way of South Africa, my apologies. I totally know what a possession arrow is. 1:04 remaining in the third period. Long 2 is good for South Africa, and finally they get points on the board in the third period, and they get over double digits. Undu with the field goal. McIntyre wide open, decides to drive inside. Henley Kavanagh, and that'll roll in. Henley Kavanagh with his second field goal in this contest. Here is Dengu. 25 seconds left in the third. Dengu still has the ball, a lot of time on the shot clock. Sets himself, Dengu misses the 2, and Long with the rebound. Here is McIntyre. McIntyre to Tagrest. Tagrest at the top, decides to pass tonight, and that'll do just nicely to end the third period. And it's all smiles for Great Britain. They lead South Africa 74-11. Charlie McIntyre, who agonisingly missed out on his double-double yesterday against Japan, now has his coveted double-double here at the end of the third period. 10 points, 13 assists for Great Britain's number 10. And Great Britain up 74-11. 4 players in double figures, led by Oscar Knight and Jack Long. Oscar Knight with just 2 points in the second half. All 9 of his points originally came in the first period. He has 13, so 4 points in the third period. And he leads the way with Jack Long on 11 points and Joel Clifton off the bench on 10. And for South Africa, Kanya Ondu with 9 points for South Africa. Nintendo Nakwama, the other South African to register a field goal. But South Africa just 5 of 38 from the floor. They found the going tough, but their spirit will not go. They will fight until the very end. So typical of a strong African nation in South Africa. The African champions, as we get set to start the fourth and final quarter, and Charlie McIntyre will get us underway, and Great Britain well on their way to improving to 2-0 in their group and dropping South Africa to 0-2. In the final game of day 2 here in Sao Paulo, Brazil. Great to have you all on board the IWBF YouTube channel. Long to 3, money. Well, why not? For Jack Long, That's his first three-pointer. Great Britain's second of the contest. And the answer is not good from Nokwama, as that goes right out of bounds and almost hits the Japanese flag behind the basket. Long again, that's another three-pointer for Jack Long. Back-to-back triples for GB's number 11. Petros Melife. Ondu. And Biella hits the deck, and Bongumenze Biella clutching his right arm, and the trainer will have to come in for South Africa, and there'll be a brief break. In fact, Biella gets right back up and tells the trainer to sit back down. He is still grimacing a little bit. Hope he's okay. And South Africa will retain possession. Nokwama in the corner pocket, puts it up. And that's no good, and it's rebounded again by McIntyre. McIntyre still has the ball, dances his way inside. George Gray, the beneficiary. And will that count? Yes, that will count. Great Britain players were all looking at the official there to see if that was a three-point play, and George Gray with a smile on his face, and he will head to the line for the extras. Charlie McIntyre now one rebound shy of a triple-double. Be the first GB player to get the triple-double in these World Championships. Gray with the free throw, and he's off with that. Ondu. Ondu, and the shot is up and no good from Nokwama. And here is McIntyre. McIntyre to Kavanagh. Kavanagh sets himself off the window. 84-11 to Great Britain, and this is a statement now from the European champions. Ondu fakes Tagrest, and the ball is in the hands of Jack Long, and now here's McIntyre. McIntyre met by Melife. Melife got the steal on McIntyre, and Melife will backtrack. Petros Melife finds Nokwama. Nokwama short with the two. It's an offensive rebound by Ondu. Ondu off the glass. McIntyre. Kavanagh did well to collect, and he puts it in. Henley Kavanagh now with 11 points. Manchester boy doing good in South America. Melife. 3 minutes played in the fourth. Nokwama putting the moves on Tagrest. That's a beautiful pass from Nokwama, and the finish inside from Dengu. That's his first field goal. Great to see South Africa getting into an offensive rhythm here. Jack Long buries a three. Abs Tagrest turned his back, knowing that that was going to go from Jack Long. Timeout called South Africa. 86-15 in favor of Team GB. Great to have everyone on board the IWBF YouTube channel. It's great to see so many people, not just from Great Britain and South Africa, where there is a lot of people watching on back in those two proud nations, but also all over the world. Thank you so much for joining us. Of course, tomorrow, Great Britain will be back here on court number 1. They will take on Thailand. As South Africa won't be in action until Sunday when they take on the world champions, Japan. And an early opportunity for Great Britain to put at least one foot into the quarterfinals of the World Championships. 3 is up from Ondu, and that will go out of bounds. Last game today here of day 2, and GB will be playing the first game of day 3 against the Asian side from Thailand. And South Africa with a well-deserved break before they take to the floor against Japan on Sunday. And 2 is no good from Harvey. Here is Ondu. Milife putting the moves on Tagrest. Barker nearly got the steal. Sabisi has it. And the foul is called. I think that'll be a 3-second violation on Sinsiempilo Sabisi. Tagrest. No doubt his new employers at Cologne will be watching him. And there's a 3 for Abs Tagrest. And GB now 8 points away from becoming the second nation in these World Championships to hit the 100 mark. Milife with 6 on the shot clock. And the steal from Kavanagh. And now Great Britain are pushing. All business from GB, and the deflection there from Lukanu Dengu, and that will be a Great Britain possession as Rohan Olsen and Joel Clifton will check in for GB momentarily. George Gray and Abs Tagrest will head to the bench. Ondu short with his long range 2, and Dengu did well to try and keep that in play, but unfortunately for him it went out of bounds. Another Eastern Cape native, represented his province at the South Africa Summer Games back in 2023, did Lukanu Dengu. Here is Barker. Barker sets himself, and that's short. Liam Barker, the man who just completed his 2 years at the Reading Rockets before moving to Spain in the summer. Sabisi. And the pass from Sabisi asking a little too much of Milife. And here is Barker to the basket, and Barker colliding with Bongumenze Biela. And the foul is now eventually called. And the foul has been called on Dengu. I'm not sure Dengu was actually near the play. We're just going to have a double check. The referees are just having a look at the screen. I'm pretty sure that was Bongumenze Biela. GB fans chanting for VAR. That's a controversial subject if you're a football or soccer fan. .4:23 remaining. Great Britain seemingly home and dry. South Africa will not give up the fight, as the referees just confirming their decision with the table officials. And the foul has actually been confirmed to be on Dengu. Well, I'm not going to complain. I'm not an official. Here's Barker. Barker from the top. And that smacks the backboard. And right into the arms of Henley Kavanagh. Barker with another bite of the cherry. .94-15 in favour of Great Britain. Sabisi looking to break free of Kavanagh. Ondu almost banked in another two. Ondu leading the way offensively for South Africa in this one. Ondu with 11 points. Here is Kavanagh, who's had a sensational second half. Here is Dengu. Dengu's pass finds Ondu. Ondu with 3 to shoot, puts up the 3, and that's in and out. Big rebound, but unfortunately not collected. That was a fantastic effort from Sabisi. Clifton inside, Barker, thank you very much. And the GB fans, they want 100 here in Sao Paulo. And they're 2 points away from becoming the second team to achieve that. Turkey got there earlier on today in their 111-27 victory over Israel in the first game of the day. Shot clock winding down for Ondu. Ondu inside. Biela doesn't get the friendly roll, and that's a shot clock violation, but GB will play on. Referees decide that GB got it before the shot clock expired. Here is Clifton to Kavanagh. Kavanagh to the baseline and nearly to the 100, but it's rebounded by Biela. Here is Bongumenze Biela. And Biela slowing it down, looking to take their time. That's a lovely pass from Ondu, and the finish is unlucky. That was a good build-up play from South Africa. Dengu nearly with a great find. Clifton inside. Clifton is short with the shot under the basket. The ball is batted around. Henley Kavanagh off the window, and there is the 100 for Team Great Britain. And that possibly drew the biggest cheer of the night here in Sao Paulo. Here is Biela. 1:10 remaining. 15-100 in favour of Great Britain, who will improve to 2-0 and drop South Africa to 0-2. And Olsen with the steal as Ondu had it. 52.5 remaining. And this is an incredible sight. The South African fans, the South African players breaking out into song on the bench. And the GB fans joining in. And this is what wheelchair basketball is all about. This is what the IWBF World Championships at under 23 level is all about. The next generation showing out on the world stage, and even the supporters joining in with the players in celebration of this incredible sport. This is what it's about. Olsen is fouled by Dengu with 40 seconds remaining. South Africa now in the near the penalty. They've got no more fouls to give. And look at this, the South African players now turning to the fans, and they are joining in incredible song. It's a fantastic sight as the shot is off from Olsen. Olsen gets another bite of the cherry, and oh, that would have been something. His first field goal as a GB international in his debut tournament here in Sao Paulo. Dengu. As the shot clock is off, the game clock is ticking down. Dengu banks in a two. And that's possibly the biggest cheer of the night. Great Britain will get the victory. They improve to 2-0. And a good night's work for Adioric Bemi's side as they improve to 2-0 here in Group B. Jack Long with 17 points leading the way. Charlie McIntyre gets his triple-double of 10 points, 16 assists and 11 rebounds. Oscar Knight with 13. George Gray 11 on 5 of 6 shooting. Henley Kavanagh off the bench with 15. GB with 56% from the field, 5 of 9 from downtown, and it's all smiles from the Great Britain players and the Great Britain fans as you see the Union Jacks in the background signifying the representatives, the players of this proud nation. But equally as proud are South Africa. They can hang their heads high as they gave it all they had. It was a great effort from them. Kanya Ondu with 11 points. But South Africa with just 8 field goals in this contest will succumb to a defeat here and drop to 0-2. Great Britain 2-0 as they play Thailand tomorrow. A professional showing from Great Britain as we will leave you here for tonight in Sao Paulo, Brazil. It's been great having you on the IWBF YouTube channel. I'm John Hobbs. Have a fantastic evening, afternoon and morning wherever you are across the world. Goodbye for now.